What is a seemingly mundane question you can ask somebody that will tell you a lot about their personality? Saving this thread for my next human interaction. I foresee much less awkward silence. Did I just see you digging through the trash? I didn't know we were playing Stardew Valley. You bro. Everything in there is free, they just let you take it. What are you having for dinner tonight? It's really cool to hear about what people like, what their culture is like, because food is a huge part of that, and generally just how they live. Expensive or cheap? Quick or elaborate? Adventurous or safe? What if you rarely plan dinner? Like, maybe once a week? I'll know in advance, but normally I kinda just put together what sounds good when I get hungry. What was the last thing you did that gave you childlike joy? My 14-year-old asked for a longboard last spring. I'd said no before because I figured it'd be something I spend a few $100 on that she'd try once, not be good at right away, and never touch it again. It wouldn't be the first time. After being locked up for 2 months with quarantine, I figured why not? It gets her outside and maybe something she'll enjoy. At that point, I just wanted to get her out of her room and off her phone. I'd never seen her work so hard at something she wasn't good at right away. After 2 back-to-back 6-hour days of practice, she started to get the hang of it and asked me if I wanted to try. I couldn't even stand on a board when I was a kid, but as an adult I just got it. I wasn't on it 5 minutes and I said, I need one. We left right then and picked one up for myself. We cruised all spring, summer, and fall. Not only was it great for bonding, I hadn't felt that kind of joy since I was little. A moment I'll never forget. Can't wait for the snow to melt. This sounds so stupid to type out, but dancing. Like actually dancing by myself in the mirror, feeling the beat and just being silly. Super therapeutic. Tenton would recommend to just let loose. I found this old pair of stick-on nails with little cats that had googly eyes, so I got my sister to help me put them on with the help of some nail glue. Listened to Rainbow Connection by Kermit the Frog on Spotify last Friday, slapping my boyfriend's butt and then running away giggling. Got this one in an interview once. How do you go about eating a muffin? Learned a lot about muffin anatomy that day. It was a bakery after all. Edit. The bottom is also called a stem too, just in case anyone needs some muffin trivia in their back pocket. Also known as stumps. Yes, this was a highfalutin place, so they preferred to refer to them as stems. Paul knew a guy at uni that sat at his desk, Nate, and just slammed his face down into him like a dog eating out of a bowl. Guy was weird af. Lol, I take off the wrapper and hold it in my hand like a little plate to drop crumbs on. Then I eat the sides of the muffin all the way around, then eat the top and finish with a perfect cookie-sized bottom. Wait, you mean it is not called a muffin stump? Top of the muffin. To you. Mostly depends on the size of the muffin, and if it's a muffin I like. Either way, I peel off the wrapper first because I can't stand the thought of eating paper. If it's a tiny muffin, then I stuff the whole thing in my mouth. If it's normal cupcake size, I unhinge my jaw and take a huge bite out of the entire thing top to bottom. If it's oversized, I eat it in manageable bites, starting at one side, going top to bottom, and making my way around as if it's essentially a tall pie. I had a Tay ask me in a get-to-know-you activity what my vision was for a perfect world, and I said round lol. That would have been awkward if your toe was a flat earther. It is like the joke about your best date. Mid-May, not too hot, not too cold. Decent chance of sun. Round, sort of puck-shaped. Mountains, water, and cities on one side. Mostly dirt on the other. What would you do if you won the lottery? For me, it is a non-invasive way of listening to people's attitudes on finance in general, and also how they feel about the rich. Yes, this is a brilliant question. When I was newly dating my ex-boyfriend, it was around the time Super Lotto hit $1 billion a couple years ago. We were both in lottery ticket pools and discussed what we'd do if we won. His answer mortified me. It included how, if he were married, he'd divorce his wife and travel the world on a yacht doing drugs, surrounded by hot women. Big red flag for me. First things first, I'm going to get a financial advisor. I'd have no idea what to do with that much money, and I don't want to end up a mess. If I ever won the lottery, I'd keep my newfound wealth a secret. not because I want to keep it all for myself, but because I have witnessed firsthand how money and greed can destroy people's lives. I'd put a good amount in savings for the future and donate considerably to charity. I would be lying, though, if I said I wouldn't take the opportunity to travel and visit the places I've always dreamed of seeing, or move thousands of miles to the town I've always wanted to live in. No one could honestly say they wouldn't do things for themselves for selfish reasons. It would be great to be set for life financially, but I wouldn't be happy sitting around and not having to work for anything. That's the way my family lives, not me. What superpower they want. I know there are more powerful powers that could get me wealth or whatever, but man, teleportation would be dope. Can travel the world but always sleep in your own bed and never need to book a flight. Never need to use a public restroom. Easily visit family. Only take road trips if I want. Can live and work anywhere. The rest of life could be normal, but it'd be great. I love this question because this girl I knew in college had just the best answer. She said the power to fill things, and after I looked at her kind of funny, she said, you know, like filling my bank account with money, filling my belly with spaghetti, or filling the enemy's bladders with urine. The ability to change probability. You could theoretically control anything. What's the probability I'll ace this test? Make it 100. What's the probability of me winning the lottery? 100. What's the probability I'll finally catch a lice cheating on me? What book would you like to live in? A really, really big one. This is a tough one for those of us who like dystopia and historical fiction. Lol. Loader, but not near Tom Bombadil. He is up to some secretly dark shit. In a field guide to wildflowers, the Pokemon manga, question I heard in an interview. What would you do if you came home and found a penguin in your freezer? It ends up not only being an icebreaker, but a good personality tell. Is the penguin dead or alive? Name him Pen Pen. Call the local zoo. What are the alternative answers? Feed it a fishy, get it water. Call 911. Because how in the world did he get in there? I didn't put him there. So some psycho kidnapped a penguin, broke into my home and shoved him in my freezer amongst all the veggies I am never going to eat. Best interview question I ever got was, if I could put a 3-foot-tall rubber duck at any event in history, where would I put it to do the most damage? I said on the moon, right where Neil Armstrong could see it. Does Mike Wazowski blink or wink? Depends on how he's holding his mouth. I was so confused about this question at first. I've become so used to two-eyed Mike during my time on Reddit. My father-in-law went on a job interview about 10 years ago and absolutely nailed the interview. As he was being shown around the office, a high-level person in that company, who normally wasn't there, just happened to be there that day. After they were introduced, he asked my Phil what kind of animal he would be. My Phil said he panicked and picked bear. He is a bigger guy, and the other guy said something along the lines of, that's a little too aggressive, maybe this isn't the job for you. So he didn't get the job, but I guess it worked out because he has got a pretty good job now, and if I was him, I wouldn't want to work for someone who hires people based on what animal they think they would be. Bullet dodged. That sounds like an awful place to work. The right answer was, I'd be a parasite that lives in your eye and eats away your optical nerves. The guy should have asked the follow-up question. Why did you choose the bear? Cause a bear is not always associated with an aggressive animal, but can also be associated with a tough-looking guy who really loves cuddles and is a sweetheart. The explanation says more about a person than a one-worded answer. This actually applies to a lot of answers. Bears literally sleep all winter and then just eat blueberries all summer. Right. Whoa, that is so fucked up. That guy's a shithead. That sounds like a cruel joke. It's like going through a divorce and telling your child that if he doesn't get an on his report card, his parents will split up. Are you in favor of homeowner associations? This is a good one because everyone who is familiar with them has such strong reactions. Hard no. What does EP stand for? Hewlett Packard. In order hit point, big sauce of Lovecraft Harry Potter. Where were you the night of the murder? Which one? I'm going to need you to be more specific. Being murdered. What soup they like? Vanilla soy latte. As a kid, what was your go-to selection from the ice cream truck? Disappointment because we were too poor to get ice cream from the truck. Choco Taco, drumstick as my backup. I like the texture taste of sugar cones combined with ice cream and chocolate. I usually went for a fudgesicle if they only had ones on sticks. The Ninja Turtle ice cream with the gumball ice. I always went for the pink one with the gumball at the bottom. It was always ice cold and hard as a rock when you got to it. Ask them what they like to cook for breakfast. Does coffee count as cooking breakfast? Asking for a friend. What do you know Tim Curry from Edit? Woo. Rip inbox. Thanks for the award. Ooh, Fern Gully and the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Who I loved watching both as a kid. Lol. I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Breathes heavily space. Home Alone 2. How has nobody said clue? Cause no cow asked my friend this. Who the hell is Tim Curry? Do you prefer night or day? Night. It's calm and peaceful. I very much enjoy my alone time, and night when everyone's asleep is the best.
Like and subscribe for more Reddit content. Watch the next video at the top of your screen.